You know, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being here, and I thank you. You know, I want to break out and give you a couple of my personal opinions on this first. You know, many people don't know, but I'm part Jewish, okay? And what that means to me is I understand that there's inherent fear with straight and strict democracy. I know that sounds scary when I say it from the bench. What that means is if the people are able to change things at the whim, me as part Jewish would have been annihilated at different times in history. Okay, so I have automatic fear with that. We are what's known as a republic, a representative form of government. And I take that very, very seriously. My job is to go and attend every meeting that you don't want to go to. My job is to read all this stuff that you don't want to read. My job is to take testimony from the people around me and make the very best decision I can based on all those things. And with that being said, it may not be perfect, but that's the government in which we work underneath. And I did my job. I did it and I worked very hard at it. It was not easy. And we took testimony, 5 different opportunities the public had for testimony. So please don't feel like we left you out, because that isn't accurate. We did not leave you out. Others were able to show up and they came in. We took the information they gave us and the information we learned and we made our decisions. Now, was it correct? If you think government's 100% right all the time, I don't know what to tell you, because that just ain't accurate. We're wrong quite often, but we do the best that we can with that. But I want to point out a few things. I myself, again, when we first started this, I had personal issues with the idea of the smaller neighborhoods. We were able to change that and negotiate that out so it wasn't in like the Lakeland villages, the Timber Lakes, these other ones with the smaller, and it got negotiated out to a 5-acre parcel. Again, that was probably still too small, especially for a tier 3, which is an unintended consequence that comes from these type of decisions. But again, we do the best that we can and work as hard as we can to come up with the best decisions. And I want to remind you that although you may disagree with this industry, and some of you do, the people of the state of Washington said it is a legal industry. So these people now, although several months back they were not law-abiding citizens, now they are. The law has shifted and has made it legal and made them legal in the eyes of Washington state. With that comes a responsibility from us up here at this table to not just protect your rights, but to protect theirs as well, irregardless of what you may feel about it or I may feel about it. I make a lot of decisions sitting up here that I don't like. I vote for things that I am against, but it's not my vote. My vote does not belong to Randy Neatherlin. It belongs to the job. It belongs to me, taking the time to do my due diligence and learn as much as I can, listen to the people around me, and then make the very best decision that I can make. And it may not have been great, and I'm hoping that we can still look at this and rechange it. But having a complete knee-jerk reaction and taking away completely the opportunity for some of these people to make a living, number one, or to recoup what they've already invested. Because bear in mind, we make a decision today that is so wide and sweeping, when it doesn't affect you, and the truth be told, if we were all talking right now, you may agree that on a 20-acre parcel, they can have a small one. But to do everything and say even on commercial everything, it can't happen, these people may have already spent their life savings to purchase a piece of land. I know that that has occurred up in North Mason. Do I want them there in this particular look? Heck no. But you know what? They have a right to recoup the money that they have invested because they followed us. We told them that you can do this. It's our fault. We allowed it, all 3 of us. And we got to take responsibility for it, but to deny these people the opportunity to get their money back and to make their living when they're doing it legal and law-abiding is dangerous. Because again, as I said earlier, you may not like it, but it could be you next for something stupid. Because what's stupid to you is not stupid to somebody else. I attended a meeting, Kitsap Alliance of Property Owners, where they sat there and they were mad as hell because they cannot build on a piece of land because of the pocket gopher. It has taken away their whole farm because of the pocket gopher. And they're saying, we have to allow for property rights. We have to allow for us to be able to use our land. And then a guy stood up and said, but you know what, you're running for commissioner, not me, it's somebody else in Kitsap County. I want you to say that you can't do marijuana anywhere, any place in the whole county. Well, then what's completely opposite? Are you for property rights or are you not? Well, our job up here is to make the best decisions we can with that information and balance your needs and your wishes and your protections. And again, I'm going to say it. We screwed up, in my opinion. I maybe should have held on a little longer and got a little bit more. But what I would like to see, and I'm not making a motion, I'm just telling you out there what I would like to see, instead of a blanket moratorium without the opportunity for those same people that came to all those meetings. Remember, they were there. They're entitled to our thoughts and for us to care about what they feel. For us to have a blanket moratorium in 24 hours after we decide to do it without putting it out to the public at all, even if it could be changed in 21 days, we should be more cautious now and make it more restrictive in 21 days, not the other way around. I can understand going with RR5, but again, this is off of the education I had and my personal beliefs, the same beliefs I had at the time we passed this. RR5, I can still go along with not having permits there, okay, at all. No permits on RR5 in this moratorium. Perhaps even RR10, rural residential 10 acres, but what might be wiser is to at least allow for tier 1, the smaller places to be able to operate legally, like a brewery, like a winery. If these people can get drunk while they're sitting there making all this stuff, it's the same concept. Whether we like it or not makes no difference. And perhaps on RR20, 20 acres or more, they could have maybe a tier 2. So at least, if they're going through this and they've already spent the money, they can help protect their investment so they don't lose everything in their life savings for doing something that we told them they could do, that we made the mistake of and we have to take the responsibility for. To have a moratorium on everything, first of all, there's hardly any agricultural land that's zoned agriculture in this county. That sounds like a great concept, but that's just an easy out. The truth is, there's little. There's very little, and it's already it's not for sale. These people already have land, already bought land. Okay, and again, it's not about us individually. They have a right to. So, and also to take it out of the commercial, we went through the process and listened to everybody. Anybody that wanted to talk to us, we even went out individually. I know Commissioner Jeffries did. I know I did. I went to the North Basin Community Voice. I went to Allen Community Association. I went to many others and asked for people to come and talk if they had issue with this. It wasn't a secret thing at all. The newspaper had it, I think, 3-4 times, that same article. KMS had it all the time. And I got phone calls, but for some reason, gosh darn reason, they were mostly all in favor of it. Hardly anybody had an issue and said anything about their neighbor. You know, and that was one of my arguments, but I was by myself. So there's my diatribe, and I'm telling you where I feel, and you can disagree with me and you're entitled to it. And I'm up for election in a couple of years, and you can vote me out, but you know what? I'm here to protect everybody, not just the ones that are maddest and looking at me. And I would protect you the same way. And I think that's my job. So again, if you don't like it, I apologize.
Madam Chair.
There was one? Come on.